Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. Oh, hey everyone, how you doing? Hey, Kanal. Hey,
Mm.
buddy.
I'm
Hey,
up.
buddy. Yeah,
I'm up.
yeah. We won. The
Did we?
Seahawks won.
Did we?
Yep, 6-3.
I don't. It didn't feel like a win.
It felt like I'll at least say this: this game was the definition of Thursday night football for the season.
As you can see, right. Oh, starting this side, right below.
The definition of Thursday night football. Seahawks beat the Bears 6-3. It was just a field goal show.
It was arguably one of the worst offensive performances I've seen from any team this season.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was actually watching a good chunk. Um, that first half was like there was so much potential to score here and there. It was either like a little pick. No, what was it? Not a pick. Not a pick, but like it was just such a defensive game and like offense wasn't showing. I mean, what are your thoughts? I guess.
Yeah, I mean, for us, it was definitely the defense took the was running the show today. I mean, like I think on the very first drive, we got a possession within like 10-yard line, and we didn't score off of that. I think Gino actually almost threw a pick on that one. Um, but yeah, it just seemed like any sort of progress we've made, we always take steps back on the offense. Meanwhile, the defense has just been chugging along strong. It was arguably the strongest performance our defense had all season.
Oh yeah. I guess we can just start with the defense and come back to the offense because there's no offense to be had here besides the our two field goals to seal the win.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm just showing
Leonard
it.
Williams.
I'm
Leonard
showing.
Williams was really good.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm just showing them the clip right now of.
Oh, please show the flip,
I
please.
think that's JoJo. I don't know who that is.
Oh,
Or,
number
or Kenny
80.
McIntosh.
Yeah.
I think it's Kenny
Uh,
McIntosh. Oh no,
no.
it might
That's
be Pharaoh Brown.
either Farrell Brown or do we still have? I don't think we have Derek Young still. I'd be forgetting my players.
I know, but anyways, go ahead, buddy.
We, besides that flip, that was all we got on the offense. That was like the most exciting thing. Otherwise, on the defense, Leonard Williams had 2 sacks. I thought he had a TFL in this game, but either way, Woolen had an interception. He had the ceiling interception for the game, as well as, I mean, heck, you had Witherspoon. Actually, Witherspoon and Leonard Williams came in with, and Nwosu, but they all came in with sacks, and we had a total of about four. Actually, no, Reed and Hall.
We had seven, buddy.
All 7 sacks. I'm counting them one at a time. 7 sacks. The team defense did great. I mean, Leonard Williams, as always, this is like an MVP season for him. With his one interception, 9 sacks.
From a
And
defensive
all,
tackle, that shouldn't be lost on people. He's on the interior most of the times, and he is
yes.
constantly wrecking games. And he's allowing guys like Derek Hall and Boye Mafe to ball out. I think Boye has 9 sacks and Derek Hall has 8 on the season.
Mm,
And I think Leonard Williams has 9 on top of all the pressures, on top of all of the tackles for loss. Like he's just
hmm
a one-man wrecking ball right now.
Oh yeah, 5 tackles in this game, and then the highest amount of tackles came from Witherspoon with 6 tackles and a sack. So I mean, hey, our defense was there.
Yeah.
Like I said with McDonald earlier in the season, I am so fine with where our defense has come to overall. I don't know if you're showing this little. Are you showing this tweet right here that you have up?
Yeah, I was just showing it.
Oh yeah, man. Look at that. Just look at that. Overall, went from 21st to 5th overall defense,
Yeah,
from 26th to 4th in rushing.
yeah, and that was the Ernest Jones. A lot has been said about how bad our offseason was with like their free agent acquisitions and some of our draft picks and stuff like that. The fact, other organizations would be married to those mistakes. We weren't. We made improvements throughout the season, and that's something to take away as a positive because people get found out. If you get stuck, in one system, then you're not going to have a good season overall, right?
Yeah, pretty much. And I love that what McDonald has done with that defense. I think it's Aiden Grude, who's our defensive coordinator as well. I know they're working
Dirt or
together
something. I
over.
think it Dirt
Or,
or something like that.
Yeah, excuse me, my fault, my good man. But
I
otherwise,
think he's English, so top of the morning to you. Wrong one.
top of the board, no. But I think our defense has improved so much over the season. This isn't like a season review or anything like that yet, but this is just like for this game that shows you like peak defense. I think this was peak defense in a game because our offense was not there. That's also why we're just talking about defense at the moment. And Byron Murphy the second even had two tackles as well. Jones had two tackles with four of them being assisted. So either way, like this was a really good game defensively. I can't complain. We got an interception on Caleb. We held him down to less than 100 yards passing. That's one thing. 76 yards
Net
total.
yards passing because of the
Excuse me,
seven sacks.
76 net yards. True, true, because the sacks come back on it. So technically, on paper, it's 122 yards passing, but take the sacks in accordance with it, 76. 103 yards. We held the Chicago Bears to 103 yards rushing total and a total yards of 179. So I will say that was a victory for the defense, but not the offense. Um, Other than, yeah, Geno Smith didn't do much. 160 yards to Caleb Williams 122. Like at one point they were on pace. Both of these quarterbacks were on pace with each other throughout the game. And I'm sitting there and I'm just like, why are we playing down? So now we're talking about our offense. Why are we playing down to the Bears offense? That is a mix of, I think, quality control from McDonald, but definitely we have to look at Ryan Grubb once more because offensive coordinator, you're trying to pull everything that your offensive coaches are doing, and then you're coordinating it, and then that's between you and your head coach, in my opinion. So Ryan Grubb, this might be a one and done season for him if he can't improve, which it's been tough. I know he came straight out of from Washington. I love the Huskies and all, but like we need like really our offense is what's been holding us back now. I
Yeah.
mean, especially in weeks 1 through 8, it was definitely a lot of penalties, a lot of picks, a lot of fumbles, all that stuff, whatever you can think of. So Charbonnet came out with 57 yards for this game. McIntosh, we actually got him going a little bit.
McIntosh had a big run for 25 yards in that first
So
drive, and
good,
so
so good.
it's good to see him. And like I know it's tough with K9 out. I think I kind of like the dynamic of a Charbonnet style running back with a McIntosh style running back.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Not saying that K9 doesn't have a place, but I think if our season continues after next week, then we're not going to be in a too bad of a spot.
Yeah. I think running backs, I think we're good. You could try to go in. I think in terms of like the number of running backs, I think we try to have four, and I think one of them goes on to the practice squad. Otherwise, Noah Fant was our leading receiver. Metcalf 3 for 3 for 42, although he had some issues on the field with the Bears defense. Although what I do love though, what I do love was when they caught him on the sideline. He's like, "Hey, wait till I get right back on that field. You're gonna see what's up." And I was like, "That's what I'm talking about,
Yeah,
though.
I
Don't get us a flag. Like he gave us like two.
I want
I think he
that.
gave us two personal
I
flags
want
though.
that level of like fight in every player on our quarterback, but like obviously without the laundry that comes with it,
Yeah.
because like you need a certain amount of fuck you attitude to kind of win games. I don't know. So at certain times, maybe we got a little too conservative. We play, like you
Hmm.
said, we played down to the occasion because the Bears haven't won a game in 3 months. I think it's been like
Hmm.
after Thursday, and so it doesn't mean that you should you know dismiss them. They can have their day.
Hmm.
But we definitely played down to him, and Ryan Grubb. If you ask the folks at Field Goals, I think Ryan Grubb is a one and done because there is not a lot of love for him over there. Um,
Not really. I'm sorry. Like we have all these pieces. I'm not saying Gino is like the best quarterback in the world, but we've seen Gino when you work with him and you get a plan around him to throw the ball where he needs to throw to. And we've seen even in this season what happens when the run game goes off.
yeah,
Albeit not as much, but I mean, what can we do,
yeah.
right?
Like
Either.
there are certain things from the offensive coordinator that just don't seem to be happening. Like there isn't multiple plays called from certain formations. Like it's very easy to tell what kind of plays we're running because the formation doesn't have a lot of. There isn't a variety of play calling out of formations, and so
Oh
if
yeah.
if we line up a certain way, they know okay they're running this right. On top of that, we actually established the run on that first drive. Like I think we got like 40 to 50 yards rushing in that first drive, maybe more.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
then we didn't do anything with it. Like what is the script that you're trying to execute your offense with, or are you making up as you go along? Those are kind of things that are starting to become a little bit more apparent. You can get away with it maybe at the college level because your quarterback has like 10 seconds to throw the ball half the time.
Hmm.
But at the NFL level, you have a little bit different constraints around your execution. And that's something that I think, like I said, this is as an organization, we seem to be very good about evaluating ourselves and making decisions quickly. And this might be one of those decisions. Obviously, you can make personnel decisions in the middle of a season, right, with players and whatnot. But when it comes to coaching staff, you tend to avoid making those kind of changes because
Hmm.
unless it's just absolutely egregious, like you got like Shane Waldron out there calling plays or something like that. Um,
Right.
but I think this might be one of the first moves when our season ends that we'll see, unless we make a good playoff run. But that we can go right into that topic because there's a lot of things that need to happen for us to get into the playoffs, isn't there?
Yes, please show that little diagram we found.
Yeah. And so there are two situations. The easy one, Rams lose against the Cardinals, then winner takes all on that week 18. But the issue is Cardinals don't have anything to really play for besides pride or maybe a draft position. So we don't know
And
what we're
jobs, your job,
your
your
job,
job
sure.
though too.
Yeah, actually, you're right, 100%. You have to you're gonna have players auditioning to be on this team for next year as well too. You can't dismiss that. Um, but the likely situation, based off of how things have been going, is that the Rams will win over the Cardinals. I think, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, and so if that comes to play, and then the Seahawks beat the Rams, then we get this tiebreaker situation that we have to go through. You want to go through it?
A very messy tiebreaker situation here. We need six things to happen here, folks. We need the Green Bay Pack, and most of these we can actually see happening, but you're going to see why this is kind of impossible. Green Bay Packers. We need Green Bay Packers to win against the Vikings. That in itself that's a 50-50 coin flip because I think they're still playing for the division in this case today. Detroit Lions at 49ers. We can see this one. That one's good. Atlanta Falcons at Commanders. I mean, if
We need you, Penix. We need you.
we need you, Penix. Denver Broncos at Bengals. That one can go either way. Depends on like if the Broncos going to show up or not. The Dolphins at the Browns. I can kind of see that one going our way. But then the last one, New York Jets at Bills. Yeah, I don't think the Jets are going to just beat the Bills out of nowhere. So
Yeah,
we need the Rams to lose. Otherwise, we're just there to either mess up the Rams seeding at that point
yeah. I
for the
think
last
that's.
season.
I mean, the same can go for us. Next year too. Players that are out there are auditioning to have their jobs for next season as well too.
Oh, yeah.
Um, especially for guys like on the offensive line or secondary as well too. Put players
And
back
Geno
there.
Smith.
Geno as well too.
Geno's, I say that we'll definitely have a video on this kind of going like further into this, but like let's just say Geno Smith's future, it's murky.
Yeah,
Murky at
at
best.
best.
And then of course the offense is stuck in the mud because that is going to dictate. Even if we were to go to the playoffs, are we going to give 6 points in the playoff game or something, or are we just
Yeah.
going to are we going to go off and score 30+ points? But we don't know.
Yeah.
And right now though, for the rest of the season, we get a long break till we see the Rams in the final game. So
Which I think is a Saturday night game.
really,
Saturday
oh, that's
afternoon.
interesting.
I think
Okay,
it's
so it's
Saturday
not
afternoon.
as long as it should be, but we had that Thursday night game. So either way,
Yeah.
we just hope our Seahawks get healthy. They rest up. They need to plan. Even if the Rams do win, at the end of the day, go out there and win. Go do it for yourself because even in terms of picks, there's no point in trying to tank.
Yeah, and one thing I noticed too is that our second games, it might be just because they happened during our second half of the season where we were a little bit better, but I think there is something that I think I can see with like when we play a team again, we tend to do a lot better. Especially those games we came in on the back, like not on our front foot, and
Hmm.
after like the second game versus the Niners, the second game versus the Cards, we came out swinging. So I don't know. That's something to look out for too. Hopefully it gets to that situation, but we'll have to see.
Yeah. Otherwise, I mean, I think my final thoughts on the game is that well, one, I don't think we talked about it. The Bears almost actually had the lead. They almost had a touchdown that would have made the game 10-6, but that got called back only due to because the who was it that was
Jake
running? I think it
Curran.
was yeah, Jake Curran was running, and then the ball came out, but he was already like it actually did fumble, but when
Oh,
the
you're talking about the Pharaoh Brown uh,
it was a
fumble?
return. Yeah, it was a. I thought it was a.
I thought you were talking about the holding play earlier.
No, not the holding play. Sorry. So it was definitely that play where like we basically fumbled
Yeah.
and they got the ball, take it back 10-6, and it's next thing you know, it's like nope, it's called back because yes, while he did fumble the ball, it was actually down by contact, and I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
thank you, like ooh, please,
Yeah,
thank you, because I
that's
don't.
a, I guess you could say it happened twice because the other one was that holding play that Jake Curran, used to
Mhm.
former Seahawk offensive lineman, got called for a holding on. I think it was a DJ Moore or
Yes,
Roma
yes, yes,
Dunze
yes.
touchdown.
Oh, it was Roma Dunze because and that's the thing. This is my final point is just that Caleb Williams, he's got it. I don't know what it is. He's got that it factor or the him factor in the case that like all those fourth downs he was converting like one, I was very frustrated with like because our defense they still held up as you can see, but if they had a clean game, they would have easily won this game because they were going down they were getting down the field. They were throwing
Yep.
the ball where it needs to be where it needs to throw and stuff like that. And I will say that we still have some holes in our defense, which the Bears were basically exploiting somewhat. They just didn't take advantage of it
Yeah,
fully.
this is definitely going to be one of those seasons where I think it really makes or it. It really depends on the character of the person that's going through it. And I think it sounds like Caleb Williams is taking this tough season in stride, as in like I think he said he needed this season to like kind of kick his ass into gear, because
Yeah.
there were some wide open throws that he missed too. Like those are rookie type mistakes, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
I think I think the Bears are on to something with Caleb Williams. It's just can the Bears get out of the Bears' way, because they don't have a good history of. I don't think I can name a single good quarterback that played for the Bears. So
Jay Cutler is the only one I can think of, and that didn't even go that far.
no, I think he's still the all time passing leader for the Bears. So
Yeah.
go figure, right? Jay Cutler.
And I think the commentators were saying this during the game, but I think the Bears actually had a. This is like I think the Seahawks faced the Bears before, and we won 6-3 then as well. I forgot how long ago that was, but
Yeah.
yeah, history repeats itself, and you can see it in the Bears fans the whole game. They were just like, well, you saw the sad face, paper bags, and all that stuff. It was really just like they wanted more,
Yeah.
and well, we wanted it more, so that's why we took the win. Seahawks got the win. We are on the way to face the Rams for whatever situation that may be. I say finish out strong, Seahawks.
Yep.
That's it
And
for me.
all right. Thank you for joining us here at Missed Reps. Be sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment below, and we'll catch you again next time.
Peace.